Every civilization has dreamed of flight, from Icarus' wings of wax to the astronauts who walked among the stars. Maybe it's not just about reaching the sky, maybe it's about pushing the limits. Welcome to the Musée de l'Air et de l'Espace. In this airport, the boarding pass costs 17 euros per adult. Before engines, before wings, flight began with fire. In 1783, two French brothers, Joseph and Etienne Montgolfier, filled a giant silk balloon with hot air. In 1852, Henri Giffard in Paris added an engine to a balloon, creating the first airship. Half a century later, a German count turned that fragile invention into something monumental, the Zeppelin. These giant balloons ruled the air until 1903. In a wide-swept field at Kitty Hawk, the Wright brothers achieved what was once unthinkable: the first power-controlled flight. Across the ocean, French pioneers like Santos Dumont and Louis Blériot pushed the limits even further, taking flight into cities over the English Channel. Engines evolved and pilots grew more passionate about their airplanes. But once we conquered the sky, a new challenge began: how to control it. From radar screens glowing in the dark to voices guiding pilots through the storms and crowded skies, every flight now depends on air control. It began in the early 20th century when simple radio signals connected pilots to the ground. Today, it's a network of satellites, radar, and real-time data. Birds, masters of flight for millions of years, taught us the secrets of lift, balance, and maneuverability. But nature had limits. To go higher, faster, farther, we needed more than wings, we needed power. From steam and propellers, engines began chasing a new kind of force. Engines that could push planes through the sky like never before, and thus, the age of the turbo engine was born. After soaring through centuries of aviation history, it was time to pause, refuel, and gather energy for the next adventure. If airplanes learned from birds, helicopters took inspiration from their wings and then went further. Unlike fixed-wing planes, helicopters can hover, rise straight up, and pivot in midair. Pioneers like Igor Sikorsky and Paul Cornu turned imagination into reality. The skies that once inspired wonder became a theater of war. In the Great War, fragile biplanes soared into combat, testing courage, skill, and invention. The war pushed aviation forward at a staggering pace, and by World War II, aircraft had evolved into deadly machines of speed and precision. Fighters, bombers, and reconnaissance planes dominated the sky, blending engineering brilliance with human bravery. History comes alive by stepping inside the Douglas. Among the many stories of World War II, the Normandy-Niemen squadron stands out. French pilots flew alongside the Soviets on the Eastern Front, battling not just the enemy but freezing winters and unforgiving skies. The Cold War pushed aviation to new heights, faster engines, sleeker designs, and innovations that would soon lead to the turbo era. After the conflict, jets emerged powered by turbo engines capable of reaching speeds and altitudes once unimaginable. After witnessing the sky's battles, we turn to a different kind of courage, one measured not by conflict but by saving lives. On board of the Supersonic, a French search and rescue helicopter. Next, we step aboard the iconic Boeing 747, a true giant of civil aviation. Introduced in the 1970s, the Queen of the Skies transformed air travel, carrying hundreds of passengers across continents with unprecedented efficiency and reliability. Its massive engines and wings embody decades of human ingenuity, turning the dream of connecting with the world into everyday reality. From the giants of the skies to the thrill of breaking barriers, we now step aboard the Concorde. The supersonic marvel could cross the Atlantic in under 4 hours, slicing through the air faster than the speed of sound. It wasn't just fast, it was elegant, daring, and impossible to ignore. It showed us that flight is not just about getting somewhere, it's also about elegant service. Humanity turned its gaze even higher, towards the stars. Inside this hole, shuttles, rockets, and satellites tell the story of our journey beyond the atmosphere. We see the machines that carried astronauts to orbit, satellites that connect the world, and rockets that defy gravity itself. Finally, the Ariane 5 stands tall, a modern giant that continues to carry humanity's dream into space. From Icarus wings to rockets piercing the cosmos, the Musée de l'Art et de l'Espace reminds us that our desire to fly has no limits and that the sky is only the beginning. I hope you like this one, and until next time.